So hello people, welcome to another episode of Vandel Anime Reviews, and today we are going to be reviewing Phoenix Wright the Animation, Episode 2. Let's get to it. Objection! As you know, per each review, I give you the warning that there will be spoilers in this episode, so you have been warned, but watch anyways. So now let's get right into the episode. Basically, it starts off with Phoenix Wright talking about Maya and a little bit about what she does and his relation to her. Then find out that Maya has a sister. In addition to her finding a sister, we skip to some other stuff, and eventually it leads to her dying, and that sets up what the case will actually be. After Maya's sister comes and sees that her sister is dead, Phoenix also steps in and notices that she's there, and basically the cops come in all at the same time, and she's blamed for it pretty much. Now the little sister says that when she's in jail that there's someone who actually can defend her and sends Phoenix off to go get that man. However, that man is persuaded by some other person who probably is the killer of Maya, and he flakes out. And in this episode, right before this all happens, we get introduced to Miles Edgeworth, the antagonist to Phoenix Wright in the whole series, and it's actually kind of interesting to see his voice actor. It was actually really nice. I enjoyed it, but we got an introduction to him and where he fits in this episode. So with no one left to defend Maya's sister, we are left with Phoenix, the only person who can do it. But the prosecutor for this case, obviously since we've been introduced to him, is Miles Edgeworth, and this is basically the setup for the episode that will be coming next, and the episode ends and concludes with the two about to face off in a heated court battle. Now, to be honest, there weren't really any hype moments in this episode. It was just cool, the reveal of showing Miles Edgeworth, which I know was coming. I thought he was going to come in later episodes, but he actually came faster than I thought he was going to. So we got introduced to a lot of new characters this episode. We got introduced to Maya's sister, and we got introduced into Miles Edgeworth, and a little bit with Maya's family being all spiritual and whatnot. That was actually interesting, even though I knew a lot of these facts. It was nice that they put it in this episode. Now this episode didn't have a lot going for it, as it was a setup for what's going to be happening next week, and that's all I could really say about this episode as a whole. It was just okay, because it was setting up a lot of elements that will be looked at and maybe more hype next week as we get to see interactions between Miles and Phoenix. However, I do have to say this one thing that seems to be another theme this week. When it rains or someone dies this week, it usually stems as motivation to build characters. I think that in lots of stories across the board, there is a lot of character building with death. It inspires the character who is connected to the dead character to become better in some shape, form, or way, and just works. So that's what it seems like, a plot device to move along Phoenix to make him great, especially after he's going to have to contest Miles Edgeworth, who's somebody who always convicts someone of a crime, and he's like 100% swaggy swag. So that's what's setting up a lot of the elements to be hype next episode, especially if you haven't played the game. I'm really gonna stick with my theory that it is a lot more fun to play the game than to watch the anime, and I wish also maybe the anime was directed a little bit differently and it was a little more obscure in what was happening. Like, they could take the source material from the video game, and that would be okay, but just twist it a little bit to make less inclusion of me as the watcher, so I can be more surprised by the reveals that happen because I don't expect them. Especially if I've played the game, I'm already going to be knowing what this is, and this is basically just like a big advertisement for the game to go play, kinda. And I think maybe also the animation is not bad, but it could be a lot better in terms of just like how people move and certain other things. Granted, this episode didn't need all of that because it was just a setup, but at the same time, this episode also wasn't boring. So that, I guess, is a plus side for it, that it wasn't that boring, even though I already knew what would happened, and that it was pretty much a setup episode and there wasn't really that much hype. But nonetheless, it was still an okay episode. Not the greatest, but definitely better than Terraformers. But yeah, guys, that is my review for today. I hope that you enjoy these. And if you made it to the end of the video, don't hesitate to hit the like button, because I love it when you do. And we can have another episode of this review because it shows me that you guys are interested. But yeah, also, if this is your first time seeing my face, it certainly won't be the last, because I make new videos every time there's anime out. So yeah, stay tuned. And also, question of the day: what did you think of this episode? Was it a good episode? Was it great? Did it move you? Were you sad when Maya died? How did you feel reliving it? If you played the game, what do you think they could do better? Put it in the comment section down below. Let's get a discussion started, guys. Yeah, I'm Vandal, and I'll be bringing you these anime reviews as they come out on the regular. So until next time, guys, I will talk to you later. Peace! Bye.